Okay. So, it is week 6, and I am doing recovering a sense of abundance. So this week, you tackle a major creative block, money. You are asked to really look at your own ideas around God, money, and creative abundance. The essays will explore the ways in which your attitudes limit abundance and luxury in your current life. You will be introduced to counting, a block-busting tool for clarity and right use of funds. This week may feel volatile. Okay. So this week was a little bit hard for me. And the reason why is because emotionally, I'm just still recovering from what the fuck happened a few days ago. I've been pissed as fuck about it. I've been very vocal about being pissed as fuck. I also really recognized from chapter 5 the payoffs to being a virtuous person, quote unquote virtuous person, or what they would call like the Cinderellas of the world, people who suffer and work for others at the expense of myself, right? So I really did find out like what are the payoffs for being the type of person that I am, the one that is very much like dedicated to serving another person so that I can feel like I'm a valuable person because I base my value off of how other people value me. So yeah, this week I was very much tired of that. This week I was like, nah, I've been too virtuous. I've been too good to niggas. And niggas still gonna do you dirty anyway. So why don't I just do some shit for myself? Fuck it. They're not gonna have your back. They're not gonna have you anyway. So it don't even matter. You might as well just have yourself and do shit for yourself and serve yourself and be motherfucking selfish and do what the fuck you gotta do and be virtuous when you fill your cup and then fill other people's cup. Period. Okay. So, I'm feeling good today, obviously. And these readings were getting a little bit more difficult for me. I don't know. Everything is feeling like it was going like in order. I was feeling very like in sync with the book, and now I'm feeling like there's starting to be like a little bit of like pushback. But at the same time, I recognize that this is something that I do with a lot of my music. I don't give myself the chance to finish anything too, and they do talk about that here. So I feel like I'm starting to fight against my urge to not complete something that I find important for myself, which is something that I often do in music, something that I often do with my visual art. The only thing that I probably don't do it to is tattoos, and that's because it serves other people. So I'm definitely fighting against that. I'm a little bit behind though, so I'm catching up with my videos, with the work that I have to do, with the tattoos that I have to do, all that stuff. I did 5 out of 6 pages for my morning pages. I missed it. It was October 1st because October 1st was the day I found out some shitty shit. Okay, so yeah, I was pissed and I'm not mad. I don't regret missing that morning pages. It definitely came out later. In my morning pages, I ended up reviewing something from previous chapters. I think I mentioned it in a video one time about the thought process that you must have about a prompt. It was a prompt that I was given, and it was like, write about the God that you believe in and the God that you'd like to believe in, right? And I listed a bunch of grievances. I was so pissed off, and I didn't even realize that I was the type of person that really looked at God this way. And it kind of just shocked me, and I've kind of been there like for a moment, like, damn, like, bitch, you really have a lot of grievances. You really have a lot of like limitations that you put on God because of the things that has happened to you. So you doubt that God is able to give you like a better life, because like, why would God give you a better life if God was willing to like take your brother from this lifetime and like worsen your life ultimately? I don't care what anyone say. I had every right to be mad, and the grievances I have are valid, and I'm working through that. I'm learning how to forgive. I'm learning how to forgive myself too, all that jazz. Okay, period. So let me go through my morning pages so I can just reevaluate this week. I was really valuing the spirit of discernment because I feel like my dreams and my intuition have been telling me what to watch out for, and it's been allowing me to correct things that are wrong and tell people what I want in my life. Hopefully it works out for the best, but I'm starting to be more like putting my foot down, and people are respecting it. So my payoffs for being a blocked creative actually came out this week, week 6. So I wrote it down in my book. So my payoffs was my payoffs for being a blocked creative and being virtuous and putting other people before myself was: 1, constant blocks and disappointment in myself, doubt that I have enough time to achieve my dreams, misery because I am unsatisfied, watching the people I pour into thriving ahead of me as if their blessings take away something from me, bitch. Anyways. Thinking I'm a visibly good person. That's another payoff. That's probably the only like positive in this entire thing. Feeling like I'm not valuable because I never show myself. And thinking I'll die leaving nothing. Thinking I'll die leaving nothing. And the person I blame for being a block creative is truly myself, for throwing myself into connecting and fostering other people's potential instead of mine and my own truth. Yeah. Okay. I was really trying to like manifest the spirit of freedom and expression, and really taking in the qualities of financial freedom and what it takes to become that. And the freedom of movement too. I want to be able to loosen myself up physically. I feel like not only vocally, but like physically, I don't really express like that. I don't really have much like movements, maybe facial expressions, but I'm a very like, when I really want to, I'm a very like expressive person all around. I'm a beast. I'm a creature that's very fluid, and it comes out in my body when I'm happy and when I feel free, and I want to do that more often. Not be afraid to be bad or look bad either. Man, this week I was pissed. I was going back and forth in my mind about shit that had to do with my relationship, my family. I was fucking pissed. I just feel like I deserve a lot more in life, and it's starting to come out very angrily. Like, I'm starting to be very vocal because I feel like all of the stuff that I fought for are things that like I have, but the people that I'm bringing with me, even though they may contribute to it, are somewhat taking away from me as well, in ways that I feel like are more detrimental than the effort that they put to grow me. So something had to change, because eventually I would have to snip it out, or else I'm going to be the person that is sacrificed in the end. And obviously I started this whole journey to not be sacrificed, you feel me? And so I've been having dreams that I'm pregnant. Do I ever have the children in my dreams? No. So I'm feeling like the energy is like pregnant with creativity, pregnant with a message. I'm a vessel to deliver a message. My meaningful work is probably the message. That's going to be the thing that touches other people, and I keep having dreams about it, and it's been so hard for me to actually like put in the action part, the follow through part, and it's been frustrating me. So this week I was going over and around in my head, and I won't lie, the circumstances around me definitely aided to me not doing that. The creativity that I have right now is very upbeat, very happy, very energetic. maybe it is a little bit angry. But because I have so much sadness going on and so much like I'm feeling betrayed, I'm feeling abandoned, all this other type of stuff from what's going on around me, it's been really hard to channel that energy into my art, into the current song that I'm making. And it makes me hesitate because it's like everything in me wants to work on that song. So like when I produce, I can't write anything to those songs because in the back of my mind, I'm like, you want to work on that song. You want to release that song right now. Work on that one. But it's like my energy is so like not matching the song that it's hard for me to even get something on the track. It's been easier for me to write though. This week though, for my artist date, I did something a little bit different. I know we're not supposed to do shit with people. It's supposed to be something that we do by ourselves. But this week, I wanted to make some music. I wanted to do something that, even if it's not my own, I just wanted to get in the studio and just get comfortable. And so I went to this place called Hyde Street Studios, and it's so crazy because my cousin made a track. I think he made an album in the studio. I had no idea he even came here. And I'm looking and like his shit is like propped up on the walls and all this stuff, and they're telling me like he worked here and all this stuff. He used these same studios, and you're about to use these studios today too. So I think it's really cool how I ended up in the same place. Out of all the places in California that he could have went to LA, he could have went anywhere. Like, he's in the place that they brought me to that I wasn't even searching for. And so I felt really connected to that studio. And so, proud of me, I was able to make 2 songs. Both of them were me as a feature, but I don't give a fuck because I still hopped on a song, and there are 2 finished tracks out there with my voice on it, and it sounds great. I will really say I snapped. I really made that song like pull it together, you know what I mean? And other people really like my intro, not my intro, like my voice in the song too. They find me talented, they find me there. Now I just have to hop into the studio all day, every day, and just create, and something's gonna come out. I just need to give myself the chance. Right? I need to make music. Making music feels so good. The minute that I even just like touched the studio, I just knew that one thing that I will say is I'm extremely proud of myself. The reason why I'm extremely proud of myself is because, bro, a little bit ago, bro, beginning of this year, I would have full-on panic attacks in the fucking studio, bro. Bawling my eyes out, can't get up. I'm literally like sliding down the walls crying, like legit. I know that we say it as an expression, but I'm literally like, can't breathe, all types of shit. I'm freaking out. I'm seeing all the shit from my family, my past, all that shit. No. Now I can walk into a fucking studio with other people, listen to a goddamn track, write some shit, hop in the studio, blast that shit, perform that shit, and have a finished track by the end of the day and not stress about it. And maybe it's because I am producing now. Maybe it's because people I work with, I'm not intimidated by anymore. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care anymore. Maybe I'm too angry to care. Who knows? But either way, sorry, something changed. Sorry, I'm burping. It is what it is. But something changed, and I'm really appreciating that change. And so I count those 2 sessions with those 2 songs as my artist dates. Why? Because the whole goal is for me to break into myself and make some music, and that's exactly what I did. Maybe I didn't do it where it was fully my song and it was all me and I produced and I wrote and I engineered it and I dropped it or whatever, but either way, someone produced that bit, I hopped on it and I snapped. And if they release it or not, it don't matter to me because I'm just glad that I didn't have a fucking panic attack. panic attack in front of all those people. And then other people came in and they listened to it and they liked it. And it just was weird for me. Because I just have this fear that, like, I'm going to express myself and people are going to clown me. And the thing is, like, why am I afraid of that when people do that anyway? They clown me before they even hear my music. They're going to clown me after they hear my music. People are going to praise me before they hear my music. They're going to praise me after I hear my music, bro. Who cares? I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes I get it. Sometimes I really fucking don't. Either way, let's get back to what was on topic. This chapter was actually about money. I had a hard time dealing with the exercises because I had no money in the moment. I'm being helped by my partner right now. And in the book, they're asking me to allow myself to receive help as well. Like, that is also from God as well. And you denying that is pushing yourself back because you want to be virtuous. You want to be a good person. Like you can't have no help. Like you a bad person because you asking for help. Excuse you. Anyways, I want to combat against that. So even though this week was about money and I'm supposed to write down everything, all of that stuff, all of my expenses, I had no expenses this week because my partner decided to help me. They're up right now. I'm down right now. So they're helping me out. Yeah. So I allowed them to help. I usually wouldn't. And maybe I'll cut them off from helping me in a second because, you know, sometimes my pride is really like that. And it can get really messy when it comes to money and stuff with people. And I know she's not like that anymore, but like anyone could do it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be too like in debt, have people do too much for you. Because it could come back. And say you decide to have boundaries or whatever and say, like, I don't like that you do that. They're going to be like, well, bitch, I paid for this and I paid for that. I don't need to hear none of that right now. We don't need to get her money together. And Billy's going to get her money together. But yeah, so my way of breaking down my problem with money was allowing people to help me this week. Was allowing people to, you know, do acts of service for me this week. That was my love language this week. I was accepting that this week. And I don't feel guilty about it. Because I done did this for other people. I done did this for her too. She know I got her. I've shown I got her. And now she got me. You feel me? So I don't feel guilty about it. I feel blessed to have this person in my life able to help me right now. And I'm not going to make myself feel guilty about being in that space right now. If that's what God wants to give me and wants to help me out in this way with another person right now, shit, God's using them as a vessel. Because all I know is God uses me as a vessel to bless other people's lives all the time. So who am I? Also, the lack of money that I may have in a certain particular time when I'm achieving a certain type of goal, I use that as a crutch as well for not creating. Oh my gosh, I don't have money. That's why I can't make this YouTube video right now. It's if I don't have a cell phone that's right here. I have to have the most mighty professional camera for me to even start the YouTube channel. I'm so glad I'm past that. But there's other things that I have too. Oh my gosh, I can't record this song because I don't have the Shure SM7B microphone. I don't have the motherfucking Ableton push, so I can't make beats the way I want to make beats. Girl, if you don't put that Logic Pro on your motherfucking laptop, and if you don't use that studio with that other mic right now, bitch. And so I'm getting past this. And I'm very proud that I am getting past this. So yeah, we're not using the money as a crutch no more. That scarcity mindset. There's a part of this book I just want to lean into because I know I'm rambling or whatever the fuck, but it says, let's go back. We want a God that feels like a fat paycheck and a license to spend as we please. Listening to the siren song of more, we are deaf to the still small voice waiting in our soul to whisper, "You're enough." Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things will be added to it, we've been told. Often since childhood, by people quoting from the Bible, we don't believe this. And we certainly don't believe it about art. Maybe God would feed and clothe us in a pinch, but painting supplies, a museum tour of Europe, dance classes? God's not about to spring for those, we tell ourselves. We cling to financial concerns as a way to avoid not only our art, but also our spiritual growth. Our faith is in the dollar. Oh my God. Listen, there's a church named Pentab that I used to go to like my entire life. All I know is if they ever gave me an opportunity to preach, because I would be a preacher one day for real. They give me an opportunity to preach, I'm going to talk about this right here. I'm going to talk about this right here for real. This chapter for real, I'm going to talk about that because they're reading the fuck out of me. But yeah, we cling to our financial concerns as a way to avoid not only our art, but our spiritual growth. Our faith is in the dollar. I have to keep a roof over my head, we say. Nobody's going to pay me to be more creative. We are awfully sure of that. It's a damn shame. That's crazy. Most of us harbor a secret belief that work has to be work and not play, and that anything we really want to do, like write, act, dance, music, must be considered frivolous and be placed as a distant second. This is not true. And I'm proud of myself for realizing that this week. And bitch, even though you didn't have money and you definitely everything in you was like, bruh, you don't have money right now, freak out about that, blah, 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 blah. I still was like, listen, I can't control that right now. I can't just pop out with $20,000 tomorrow. Let me at least like end the night off on a good night. Go to this motherfucking studio where so many amazing people have made so much awesome work, including my own family. Legends of my own bloodline. And have a great time. And just thank God that you're alive right now and have the opportunity to even do this. Because there's somebody who don't got money and don't have access to studios, who doesn't have their own car, who don't have their own house, who don't have a lover, who don't have some money to pay something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out. It's not like I can't go to the store and buy me a little something if I can't, but I do need help right now. But either way, I was dealing with a toxic God. The God I believed in was extremely toxic. And it's crazy because, like, why would I put my limits on God? It's imagine, you want to call yourself a God. You can call yourself a God-fearing person. You can call yourself a God-like person. But why would you put limits on God like that and then compare yourself to something that's so limited? Why not unleash your God and then unleash yourself? I don't know it. At this point right now, I'm accepting that my feelings are going to go back and forth. And I know for a fact that maybe this next video, I'm going to be bawling my fucking eyes out. Who knows? I already did it like twice on here. It is what it is. But who knows? Like, I gotta give myself a chance. I gotta let God prove me right. Because I know I got something. I don't know. I see like a really bright light in myself. And I love it. I'm in love with her. I can see who she is. I can see who she has to be. Who I am. Who I'm gonna be. Who I am. And I can see that other people see it. But I can also see that when I move myself, I'm looking at myself and I see the beauty and it makes me so happy, and I look away and people remind me or try to belittle me. I know that I'm not projecting that same light to other people. Sometimes I'll like mute myself to apologize for the fact that like I even showed myself this much, because this person felt intimidated, but I didn't take it as them intimidated. I just felt like, oh, you're wrong. You're not supposed to do this. So let me mute myself out. I deny myself so many luxuries. My mother did too. She never accepted help. Not unless it was necessary or that it was virtuous and would help her kids. But if she didn't have kids and somebody was there like, yo, let me pay for this, she'd be like, nah, get out of here, Buster. I don't need nobody. And I kind of took that myself because I admire her, because she raised me and my sister to be brilliant women, very aware, even if we're not aware with other people. Very intelligent. Somebody locked me out of my own house just now. I'm gonna deal with that later. That's so irritating. But yeah, you get it. That's what I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with money. I've been dealing with blessings from other people, trying to accept help when it's given, accepting that could be the way that God is talking to me. I am dealing with becoming I want to be a listener. I want to listen. I want to start downloading these songs at this point. I'm not going to try to make it. I'm going to just receive it. And I'm going to make it, because I know that I feel like my theory is that ideas come down like almost like storks delivering babies, or like, you know, like when a military like plane like drops some food, or with a parachute. And it's like this is a blessing. This is an idea. It's going to fall down to the earth, and if you grab it, if you see it and you don't go and pick it up, somebody else will. Somebody else is going to stumble upon this shit. Somebody else is going to see it falling from the sky too and be like, oh shit, and catch that motherfucker. While I'm over here staring at the shit and being like, oh shit, that's a great idea. And watch it hit the ground and not do anything about it. You got me fucked up. So like, I have myself fucked up. So I'm about to catch all these parachutes. I'm about to produce the music. I'm about to go rap on that bitch. I'm about to sing. I'm about to really spit some shit. I'm about to spill my life out. I'm about to talk about what the fuck I go through. I'm about to build myself and talk about myself in future tense. I'm gonna be that bitch I want to be. I'm gonna be that bitch I actually am in my music. And maybe it'll touch somebody else too. I know it will. Because the last person who did that before me, they're touching me in a way that I can't like even, first of all, pause. But I can't even like fathom how impactful they are. And they have no idea. And I can't wait to tell them. I don't know. I do know. But I'm getting through it, y'all. I'm getting through it. This week was a little confusing. There was so much going on. So obviously my reflection is also a little bit confusing. But I hope you guys are following along. Either way, things are getting better. Hopefully I can keep it that way. I know that things are good right now. So I also want to just acknowledge that I know that it's also dependent on certain things in my life. And hopefully I won't be dependent on those certain things in my life, but I'm accepting the happiness where it is right now. And I'm not going to be mad about being happy today.